city on I-35. Past the high-rise skyline I'm leaving behind. The car's gassed up, the boat's packed full, 'cause I gotta get out before I blow my cool. It's been almost a year since I last got away, and I'm headed for heaven today. I'm going up north, where the living is grand up north. Lakes there cover the land, oh, the water and trees give my soul room to breathe. I can fly like a bird on the breeze. It blows up north. I wish that one of these days I could give up this mess, all the traffic and noise and all of the rest. Until then I'll just wait for vacations to go, doing what I must do to get by, 'cause I know there's a cabin and a sauna with a deck and a view, and I've heard it said that God lives there too. I'm going up north, where the living is grand up north. Lakes there cover the land, oh, the water and trees give my soul room to breathe. I can fly like a bird on the breeze. It blows up north. Yeah, I'm driving from the city on I-35. Past the high-rise skyline I'm leaving behind. The car's gassed up, the boat's packed full, 'cause I gotta get out before I blow my cool. It's been almost a year since I last got away, and I'm headed for heaven today. I'm going up north, where the living is grand up north. Lakes there cover the land, oh, the water and trees give my soul room to breathe. I can fly like a bird on the breeze. It blows up north, da da da, up north, da da da, up north. Gather around as the sun's going down, ending this wilderness day. Search for the kindling and firewood before the last light slips away. We will sing as the ancient ones sang long ago, as out with our voices our spirits will flow. Though darkness and silence surround us, our faces will glow. Gather round the fire. Look into the flames as they flicker and die, and it feels like you travel through time to ancestral meetings of primitive minds, a union of all humankind. Are you dancing for stars above you so bright? Are you speaking a language known only by light? Are you fighting the battle eternal with darkness tonight? Gather round the fire. Gather round the fire. distant your travels on earth, a fire will welcome you home. And there will always be a place for you here, no matter how far you may roam. History and mystery and hope and despair, bringer of peace as into you we stare. Smoldering ashes and smoke curling into the air. Gather round the fire. Gather round, gather round, gather round the fire. Let the wild winter wind bellow and blow, 'cause I'm as warm as a July tomato. There's peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin, supper ready, everybody come on in, taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in jars. Well, there's a root cellar, fruit cellar down below. Watch your head now, down you go. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin, supper ready, everybody come on in, taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in jars. So you say you're weary and you don't give a damn. I bet you never tasted her blackberry jam. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin, supper ready, everybody come on in, taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in jars. Oh, she's got magic in her, you know what I mean. She puts the sun and rain in with her green beans. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin, supper ready, everybody come on in, taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in jars. Well, with the snow and the economy and everything, I think I'll just stay down here and eat until spring. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin, supper ready, everybody come on in, taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in jars. When I go down to see Grandma, I gain a lot of weight. With her dear hands, she feeds me plate after plate. She cans of pickles, sweet and dill, and the songs of the whippoorwill, and the morning dew, and the evening moon. And I really got to go and see her soon, because the Canned goods that I buy in the store ain't got the summer in them anymore. And you bet your grandma, as sure as you're born, I'll take some more potatoes in the Thunder store. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper ready, everybody come on in. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer. Grandma put it all in jars. Teddy's got a sunburn itching like heck. Dad's back at work with the tire on his neck, grieving about the one that got away and those that didn't. Weeks of getting ready, then it's one quick weekend. Picture Uncle Jim as he slips on the dock and falls into the lake with all of his clothes on. Saturday morning, 'cause it's opening weekend, you can almost hear the hum. Opening weekend, look out, fish, here they come. From Big Stone to Big Winnie, Minnetonka, Leech and Fall. A Minnesota tradition, let's go fishing, have a ball. A resort or a tent or a cabin on a lake, or tackle in the box and 5 guys take. Got the motor tuned up, shined up, don't forget the boat plug. So you left your rain gear, you can stop at Holiday, or you can be like George using garbage bag a day. Pack your long john sunscreen down coat in your favorite old hat, 'cause it's opening weekend, you can almost hear the hum. Opening weekend, look out, fish, here they come. From Side Lake to Vermilion, Minnewaska, green and gold. A Minnesota tradition, let's go fishing, have a ball. You have your high-tech redneck side scan, sonar graph, 100-horse live, well, not so well, LCD with down rig and planers, 2 trolling motors and a CB radio tape deck. Then there's a 12-foot dinghy with Grandpa's old putt-putt, 5.5 horse, runs great, needs work, big hat and scarf on Grandma with their grandson Billy from St. Paul. For some, fishing is a mission, or it's just an excuse to get out on the water to get wild and get loose. Have shore lunch if you're lucky and a nap on the rocks. You deserve it. Please take care while you're running with the face in the breeze. Have respect for the water and the rocks and the trees. Put some that you catch back for another day, and take a kid with you, 'cause it's opening weekend, you can almost hear the hum. Opening weekend, look out, fish, here they come. From Sandpoint to Makuta, Cabatoga, and Paul. A Minnesota tradition, let's go fishing, have a ball. Let's go fishing and have a ball. Orion and the Northern Lights, our traveling companions tonight, as we make our way to Island Lake. There are no buildings there, no motor cars to foul the air. There's only one stony path to Island Lake, and an hour before daybreak we carry our canoe a half a mile or so until we reach her quiet shore. Then the silence of the morning is broken only by our paddles and the lonely distant cry of a loon. Now we're fishing, and on my third cast I catch myself a memory that will last, and I release it back to Island Lake. Then sunrise just above the trees, accompanied by a gentle breeze that drifts us across the bay in Island Lake. As I think back on the friendships I have made here on this water, I can almost hear their laughter through the early morning fog. Still I cannot help but wonder if the sound of distant thunder foretells us of a future and a land that's changed forever. Well, maybe we can find a way to save this ancient treasure, so someday I can bring my kids to Island Lake, and then they will drive with me, Orion on our shoulder, and dream of the day we'll spend on Island
land larger than life in my dreams. And when I wake on sleepless nights from the north, it whispers my name. Feel the longing inside in me carried away on the wings of a white swan as she flies home to nest. Heed the call of the wild, put yourself to the test. Like a tern, make the journey, never stopping for rest. Alaska, my life has been blessed. Midnight sun sits high in the sky. Salmon run swimming upstream spawn and die, living gifts spring from Mother Earth, taking care of her children with each new birth. See the flash of a rainbow rise up to the sky, a forget-me-not blue for the nose and the eye. See the smile of a child close to mother's chest. Alaska, my life has been blessed. Mighty rivers flow to the sea, uncut forests forever green, the last refuge of beast and man, north to the future in the great land. There's a land larger than life in my dreams. When I wake on sleepless nights from the north, it whispers my name. Feel the longing inside and be carried away on the wings of a white swan as she flies home to nest. Heed the call of the wild, put yourself to the test. Like a tern, make the journey, never stopping for rest. Alaska, my life has been blessed. Alaska, my life has been blessed. Alaska, my life has been blessed.
There's a little town up near the border that you'll find at the end of the road, where the mining men came with their old country names in search of a dream long ago.
It's a place full of hard-working people who carved out a life from the earth, and the pioneers' well lives on in them still. This land is a treasure, and they know what it's worth, and I could grow old in Ely. Let the winter wind weather my skin. Let the wilderness hone my muscles and bones, till I feel like a young man again. Let the summer sun redden my shoulders as I paddle her water so blue. Yes, I could grow old in Ely, so save me a porch with a view.
It's a place where mucklucks are high fashion, and there's room for the wolf and the deer.
In a song old as time, we search for the rhyme. In wind on the water, sweet music rings clear, and I could grow old till I feel like a young man again. Let the summer sun redden my shoulders as I paddle her waters so blue. Yes, I could grow old and easy, so save me a porch with a view. Yes, I could grow old and easy, so save me a porch. Just save me a porch with a view.
Once upon a river in the hills not far from home, meandering through my childhood and the fields where I would roam. My friend and I would wander down its banks on summer days. The gentle current through our toes wash the hours away. Fishing poles and swimming holes heard the secrets that we told. We fished until we got too hot, then swam till we got cold. At sundown we'd get hungry and trudge homeward tired and red. Cook the day's catch in the fire and struggle off to bed. Now the years have passed on since we last were on her shores. My friend and I, we've chosen different paths through different doors. I guess we've become strangers. I don't recall the last time we spoke. Now the only time I cross that stream is on my way to work. Maybe I should call him just to talk about old times, or maybe take a weekend and go fishing one more time, and try to rediscover what we left there on that river, and try to rediscover what we left there on that river.
ear for a bit, for just a minute or two, to tell you of a place that I hold dear, and maybe you do too. It's in the northern climes of my fair state, and one thing I'm sure is true: it's the greatest place in this whole darn world, and I'd like to show it to you. Picture a place where the pine trees grow, reaching towards the moon, where the eagle flies through sunlit skies, clear as rain in June. The aurora shines like a little girl's smile across the water's blue, on Voyager trails and Superior's tales of sailors tried and true. And we got afternoons and midnights, working in the hole, stars and bars and railroad cars, and living till you're old. We got lumberjacks and hunting shacks and running water too. Northern Minnesota, God, how I love you. Traveling across this land of ours, I find it kinda strange. The people think you must be nuts to live up on the range. They ask things like, how do you move when it is frozen so? Well, I get up and say it's a beautiful day, no matter how the temperatures go. So you can keep your city if you please, that scene ain't for me. Though I may come in every now and then, it's just a necessity. When it comes time for me to settle down, there's no question where I'll roam. Back to the lakes and my friends, hope this life never ends, back to the waters of my home. We got afternoons and midnights, working in the hole, stars and bars and railroad cars, and living till you're old. We got lumberjacks and hunting shacks and running water too. Northern Minnesota, God, how I love you. Northern Minnesota, God, how I love you.
In northeast Minnesota, what they call the Iron Range, where men are men and that is that, and some things never change, where winter stays 9 months a year, there is no spring or fall, and it's so cold the mercury cannot be seen at all. Where you and I, we normal folks, would shiver, shake, and chatter, and if we used an outhouse, we would grow an extra bladder. But even when it's coldest and when our feet would have no feeling, those Iron Rangers get dressed up and go out snowmobiling, out across the frozen land and make a couple stops at Gino's Lounge and Rudy's Bar for whiskey, beer, and schnapps. And then they go into a shack that's filled with boiling rocks, that's hot enough to sterilize an Iron Ranger's socks. They sit there until they steam out every sin and every foible, then they jump into a frozen lake and claim that it's enjoyable. But there was one, a shy young man, and although he was Finnish, the joys of winter had for him long started to diminish. He was a Finn, the only Finn who would not take a sauna. It isn't that I can't, he said. I simply do not wanna. And so he stayed close by the stove for 9 months of the year because he was so sensitive to change of temperature. His friend said, "Come on, Toivo, let's go out to Sunfish Lake. Why, a Finn who don't take saunas, why, there must be some mistake." But Toivo said, "There's no mistake. I know that I would freeze in water colder than myself, 98.6 degrees. To jump into a frozen lake is not my fondest wish, for just because I am a Finn don't mean that I'm a fish." One night, he went to Eveleth to attend the miners' ball. Now, if you've never danced in Eveleth, you have never danced at all. And he met a Finnish beauty there, and she turned his head around. She was broad of beam, and when she danced, she shook the frozen ground. She took that shy young man in hand and swept him off his feet and bounced him up and down until he learned that polka beat. She was as strong as any man, and she was as fair as she was wide. And when the dance was over, he asked her to be his bride. She looked him over carefully. She said, "You're kind of thin, but you must have some courage if it's true you are a Finn. Now, I'm not particular about men, and I am no prima donna, but I would never marry one who would not take a sauna." They got into her pickup, and down the road they drove, and 15 minutes later they were stoking up the stove. She had a flask of whiskey, they had a couple toots, and went into the shack and got into their birthday suits. She steamed him and she boiled him until his skin turned red. She poured it on until his brains were boiling in his head. To increase his circulation and to soften up his hide, she cut a couple birch boughs and then she beat him until he cried, "Oh, couldn't you just love me now? Oh, don't you think you can?" She said, "It's time to go outside and show you are a man." Straightway, because he loved her so, he thought his heart would break. Out the door and down the path, and he ran down to the lake. And though he paused a moment when he saw the lake was frozen, and tried to think just which snowbank his love had put his clothes in, when he thought of his true love, he didn't have to think twice. He just picked up his frozen feet and raced across the ice, and coming to the hole that they had chopped there with an axe, throwing common sense aside, ignoring all the facts, he leaped. Oh, what a leap. And as he dove below the surface, it chilled him to his very soul and also made him nervous. And it wasn't just that tingling cold that thrilled his every limb. He cried, "My love, I'm finished. I forgot. I cannot swim." She fished him out and stood him up and gave him an embrace that warmed his very heart and made the blood rush to his face. "I love you, darling dear," she cried. "I love you with all my might." And she drove him to Biwabik, and he married her that night. And there they live to this day, and although they sometimes quarrel, I guess that's where the story ends, except for this, the moral. Marriage, friends, is no banquet. Love is no free lunch. You cannot dabble around the edge, but each must take the plunge. Though marriage, like that frozen lake, may sometimes make us colder, it has its pleasures too, as you'll find out as you grow older.
Very nice job, Ken.